Welcome back to the biting dog. I'm gonna be boondocking in a yacht parking lot this week. We're going to see Luke. If you guys don't remember Luke, we're gonna have some fun. There he is. I don't think I finished up explaining that we're in Portland, Maine. Luke bought a sailboat and we're here to help him on a sailboat. That guy! You know what's more important than a camera? A puppy. Oh my gosh. Say hi. We're gonna be working on a sailboat, building out some cabinets, working on some countertops. Oakley's a really good boat dog now. All right, Luke. What have you been up to for the last 2 to 3 years since you've been on camera?
It's been a long time. Been traveling still. Got the FJ we built out. Been traveling on that a good bit. The new project is this sailboat. Originally, I bought it impulsively. I thought it was gonna be the liveaboard for the summer, and then I realized it's fiberglass, and I really wanted a wooden boat, so I found a wooden boat, Oakley. And so yeah, I'm gonna fix this thing up, make it a flip, and then go sail the coast of Maine on a wooden boat. Kind of how it was meant to be.
We came up with a plan. He's got some really awesome hard maple slabs that we're gonna turn into a countertop. And then where he is currently standing, there is no longer a kitchen. So we're gonna see if it's possible to build out some cabinets really quick for a sailboat. I've never built in a sailboat. This will be a first for me, maybe a first for a lot of you out there. Yeah, definitely a first for me. Never really worked with fiberglass, but this guy is like a master boat detailer, everything to do with boats. So the boat used to look like that color, like really faded kind of color. And now it looks like that. The previous kitchen area was right here. Cabinet, countertop. Luke's plan is to try to use one sheet of plywood and rebuild the cabinet system right there, making it look, one, a lot nicer, sturdier, and just more functional for what people actually use it for. But this is the project of the day. This, and then we got the maple countertop. That's gonna look awesome. First job in building out these cabinets. Luke wants to take these maple pieces that he got from someone in the local area. We're gonna dowel, well, now we're gonna dowel, you wanna biscuit them. He's got a biscuit, biscuit joiner. So we're gonna put them all together, make out the countertop, and then let it dry overnight so that when we actually do the cabinet on the inside, then this will be dried, ready to go, and then we can cut it up to fit for size. This wood he got from a guy locally, and it's just all beautiful. And this is gonna be one of the nicest countertops in a sailboat that I've ever seen, but I also haven't seen many sailboats.
Nice and gray when we got it and cleaned it up, nothing like a planer can't fix. And yeah, pretty excited to see how she glows up with some poly too.
I can see the reflection in the boat. That's how well you shined it.
If I look this good on 50, I'll be pretty happy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Rachel.
Oh, hi,
No,
Luke.
I didn't.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you? I hear you're building out a really cool boat.
Yeah, I kind of, sort of. I'm building out this boat, but I already bought a different boat.
Nice.
Because,
very exciting.
you know, the only thing better than one boat is two boats.
Exactly.
We've got one side biscuited, that's kind of fun to say. We got the one side biscuited, not for breakfast, but for just the wood. And then what we're gonna do is let this one sit for a while, and then biscuit this one together, let it sit for a while, and then put them together, and then that's probably gonna sit for a while. And then we can actually have a countertop that's gonna be ready to get cut and milled. While we're waiting for this to dry, literally just waiting for it to dry, we're going to be starting the cabinets on the inside, start framing them out so that we know tomorrow when these two pieces are done and ready to go what the actual countertop dimensions are gonna be and what we're gonna be cutting them to. This is Luke's project, so I'm just the, what would Dale say? I'm just the grunt guy.
Where's Dale when you need him?
I don't know. Dale's in Florida, very far away from Maine. Can't get over how shiny your boat is though, behind.
Oh man, yeah, you should have seen it. It was all this color at first. Crazy. It took that was like a week's worth of work.
All right, dramatic change of pace. We're still gonna build the cabinet and finish the kitchen, but we're having a bit of confusion on exactly how we wanna build it and how he wants to get the ladder, and he's just not sure how he wants to do it yet, so he's gonna sleep on it. So we're gonna do what I love to do.
Electrical.
Dig into the electrical. I luckily have a few extra solar parts, so we're gonna be kind of upgrading this entire system with like actual oil, water resistant wiring and a new fuse block. So I'm gonna go get all my electric tools and we're gonna dig into this one. So we got our DC circuits all in here. This is positive, and we got negative here. We've got a 3-way switch, which doesn't really do anything because it's not wired correctly. We got a solar charge controller, a battery charger, and then a whole bunch of wires. This looks like a complete mess. But the truth is we just have to disconnect everything, find out our like leads, such as like this is the positive and this is the negative, just pull them all back, take this out, this out, this out, put our new one back in that's all nice and fused and updated, and then just reconnect all the positives and reconnect all the negatives. And as Badge would say, it should be Bob's your uncle, but I'm not too sure. I don't have an Uncle Bob. It's really fun being in a cabinet, I'll tell you that much. It's very new for me. Welcome to my new humble abode. We were sleeping in the truck, now we're gonna sleep in the boat. Just kidding, we're not sleeping in the boat. I have everything on the wall kind of gutted out. I labeled everything so we can put it back together. We got rid of some circuits that aren't used anymore. We got rid of all the circuits for the engine because, well, Luke kind of lost the engine in the ocean, apparently. There's no more engine, so we don't need any of that anymore, and he's not putting a new one back on. And if someone does put one on, they're most likely, I'm assuming, just gonna put one on that's gonna have all new wiring and switches and stuff anyway. We just kind of disconnected it, and we'll just tie this all up. What I'm gonna be doing now is trying to get the new fuse block put in here, get everything kind of tied up, looking a little bit better, just because Luke is going to be selling this boat. So we just wanna make sure it looks nice and tidy for one, the new owner, and two, for Luke to just, you know, obviously just get the best price and best buyer possible. So Luke, what are you working on?
Still trying to decide what I want to do with the kitchen.
Well, you got a little bit more developed. He's got some stringers in,
Just something to look at.
mocking up something to look at.
So the priority with it coming down here is obviously, like you said, it's a big step. So you need to be able to step. There's 3 steps. So it's 1, 2, 3, kind of have like ladder steps. But the problem is then you have this big section of storage that's kind of gone unused, so we're trying to figure out best way to access that. This wall we need, this space we need for the steps, so we're thinking side access, which would work fine. You know, if you're working in the galley and you have side access for pots and pans, it's a good spot to pull them out. Maybe run a bungee across and have that hold stuff in. Super simple and still functional.
All right, back in the hole. Okay, I've got it somewhat cleaned up. I'm at the point now where I'm gonna probably stop, because I gotta find wires that I can use to extend these, because we gotta get them actually into this box. This one's the on-off for the battery and the secondary battery. Luke's been kind of tinkering away on the cabinet and trying to figure it out, so I think he's at the point where he wants to cut the countertop, and then hopefully we cut it once, cut it right, and then, yeah, that's about all we can hope for.
How many times have we cut it so far?
Quite a few. And not exactly always the right way.
No.
How many times did we just say, just send it, we'll fix it later? What's happening to us? How do you like that, Luke?
Looks pretty square to me. Oh, it actually isn't.
It isn't?
No, I cut the wrong purple line. We'll figure it out.
Well, you cut the wrong purple line. Nothing, it'll buff out.
It's a buff out. It's a boat.
Good morning. Welcome back to another day. It's actually sunny. It's actually warm. We're not freezing, wearing hats and jackets and everything. Today's goal is to finish up everything because I have about 8 hours until I got to start heading south. We got to get this guy all tied up, get it all wired into this panel, get all the lights working on the mast so that all those are, you know, checked off the list. Then we got to get finishing up on this cabinet stuff that's down here and figure out exactly what we're gonna be doing with that. Luke has a pretty good plan that he spent just staring at for quite a while last night. He was in his thought mode, and luckily it worked out really well. Still looks like a bit of a mess, but we're a lot closer. At this point, all of these wires will just come down and in. These wires here will just come over and in. We've got our little charge controller on our 15-watt panel right here that will go into the battery. We've got our positive going this way out to the switch panel. I'm usually used to bus couches, van couches, box truck couches, RV, small crawl spaces, but this is definitely a new one for me. We did test everything before we started, and I think we had like 3 or 4 circuits that were working, but we did find a lot of fuses that were blown. So the hope is that when all this is rewired identical to what it was before, just with new components, everything's gonna work. All right, let's go check on the dog, go check on the cabinet glue, and get out of this hole. Ugh.
Mike, go play with Oakley. Give the people what they want.
Okay. Come and get me! the whole thing wired up, you know, a lot cleaner and nicer than it was before, and it's all kind of there. So now we're gonna go through and test a bit of the stuff. Yep, depth finder's on. Radio's on.
All working.
Bilge is on. Oh good, we need our morning weather report. We forgot that. I think it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs. At this point, the electric is like 90% done. We just gotta now like test a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you wanna put some puck lights in, you wanna put some LED lights in. So we're gonna run the wires for Luke. I'm gonna, like I said before, I'll end up heading out. The wires will at least be run and then he just has to connect them. I think the last thing on the list now is getting back on the cabinet and getting that thing framed out and built.
Which should be super simple. We got our cabinet or countertop finally cut down, gluing up.
Next up on the list is Luke just finished up this cabinet. So it's not really on the list anymore, I guess. It's next on the list is installing the cabinet. He's got two sides, all of his stringers are in. It just kind of fits inside this really not square fiberglass section right here. But, you know, it's gonna work once we get it all shimmed in and everything. Countertop's gonna go in all the way over to the side. Gotta finish up some of the electrical right here. That's gonna be in the back side of the galley. And then over here, he's gonna build the steps in. And that's pretty much good to go. We're probably just gonna get it mocked up, staged out, and then he's gonna actually have to remove the whole thing, paint it, waterproof it, and then install it back in. But, I mean, if we can at least just get it mocked up, electrical's done, cabinets are all at least built, and then, yeah, I guess he's on his own, we're gonna hit the road. Cabinets kind of set in here. They're not officially screwed, but this has given Luke the ability to kind of see what this is going to look like. He's got some really good plans moving forward. Hopefully he'll get this done. We'll get a photo, and I'll post a photo of what it's going to look like when he's completely done. But we've got like an hour and a half till we got to start moving out of here. Oh, there he is. The next thing we're going to do is try to transition back to the mast so we can finish up that electrical stuff that we were talking about. Make sure at least he's tied up on that end, and then it's going to be cleanup. We got to get out of here to hit the road. Alright, the countertop, or not countertop, I guess the step countertop is pretty much done. Last thing on the list, I guess for me, not for Luke, Luke's got a big list, is we're gonna just check the electrical on the running lights and the mast. From my understanding, because I know about this much about sailing, you need, what, a marker light on the top of the mast for like, I don't know, you can explain it.
Yeah, so you need marker lights on the top of the boat. You got a green and a red light. It tells you which direction the boat's going. You also have a stern light, which would be a white light right here. That shows people the back of your boat, so they know which part of the boat they're looking at. And this here is a deck light. That shines down on deck and like lights up your cockpit at night when you're trying to anchor and stuff. So those are the 4 lights that I know of. And therefore we have a 4-prong plug on down here. So we're just going to check continuity, see if all is well, and if the power isn't interrupted in the mast, then when we plug it in, we should be able to deal with it all. So we now know that the mast works from the bottom of the mast to the top of the mast. Cabinets are sturdy. Yeah, I think we got all the 2-man jobs down.
Nice.
Yeah. Good day's work.
We've got pretty much all the projects that Luke wanted to get done on a sailboat done. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what Luke's been up to. Thank you for watching this one. A little bit different than normal. No bus, no van, no Adirondacks. We're on a sailboat. See you next time.